Alright, this video is for Raphael. I have your quad finished up. Excuse my voice. I've been really sick the last couple days. Okay, thanks Alyssa. This is the Racer X et5. I built a couple of these already, but this is the first one I've done for a customer so far. The other ones I did were more of prototypes or ones that were used for testing. So this is actually the very first one that I've done that is going to go to somebody that's going to be just ripping it up. It turned out pretty nice. This is just such a nice frame, man. It's just so nice. I love it, and I love the fact that people are going to be able to build 5-inch under 250 grams if that's something that people care about. Some people don't really care about. I mean, personally, to me, it's not going to make a difference, but some people, it might. So that's good that there's going to be options for people. I know that this isn't new either, and I'm pretty sure I said this in the first et5 video I did, but people were doing ultralight 5-inch quads 2 or 3 years back, but they were using smaller motors and less efficient motors, and you know, we've come such a long ways since then to be able to have this cool stuff that we have now. So anyway, I've already showed this frame before and everything, so yeah, it's an et5. I painted the inside edges. If you're wondering what paint I use, let me just show you real quick. Let's see. I got one right here. So this is a Sharpie, and it says right here oil based, and it's a Sharpie. They have different points too. This is a fine point. I prefer the fine point because it's a lot easier to be able to get into corners and just get like little details right, you know. Like if you get the bigger one, because I did get the bigger one originally, like this one. This is a medium point, and that was even way too big. That was just too big. That tip is huge, so it makes it a lot harder to be able to get it just right. I mean, you end up messing up and going over the edges and stuff. But with this, what is it, a medium or fine point? Fine point is much smaller, so you can get it just right. So I would definitely recommend, if you're going to paint your frame, to get the fine point. Make sure you get oil based also. So on this particular one, I went with the Ethix 1507 2800 kV motors. These are the Ethix flat rats, I think it's called. Yeah, flat rat motor. You know what? In the pictures, when I first saw it in the pictures online, they looked like they were white. And that's why I got them, because I thought they were white. They're not white. They're like a flat silver color. So for anybody wondering or thinking that they're white, they're not white. They're silver, or whatever color you want to call that. What else we got on here? We got the Flywoo LEDs. These are the 9x15. You don't want to use any other ones for anything bigger than an 11.0X size motor. The other ones that they have, the 4x10, 4x15, and 4x20, those are too small for anything bigger than an 11.0X motor. Well, you might be able to get away with it on like a 1404 maybe, but anything bigger than that, you don't want to. You want to be using the 9x15, or use some of the race wire LEDs or whatever. And there's other ones too. There's the CL Racing ones and some other ones. Diatone makes some. We got an XT60 on here. We got the Mamba stack. We have the Foxeer toothless camera, and so far it is looking wonderful to me. Let me clean off the lens real quick. It's a little dirty. Yeah, it's got a beautiful lens on it, nice big lens. It's a really beautiful camera. The toothless, I think that's what it's called, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. It's supposed to be an all-weather camera. Looked pretty good indoors so far. And then we got the Unify Pro 32 Nano, and that is attached to the back of the camera. And the button for it is right here. I'm touching it right now, so it's very easy to get to the button. I did unlock it, and I did set it to max power. Smart audio is also set up and working. I tested it myself, and it's working just fine. These props, these are HQ 5131s. Okay, so they're 5.1 inch with a 30-degree pitch. So not too much of a pitch. Should be good on this setup. You don't want a real high pitch like a 50-40 or something like that with a 3-blade. I think some 2 blades are probably going to be better. I don't know for sure, but something like this. Here's some Avons, but these have like a really high pitch, so I think these are like a 70 pitch or some shit. So I don't know, but at least it's a 2-blade, so it's not going to be drawing as much amps, but I don't really know. I mean, it's a really high pitch. There's other 2 blades as well, like I got some here, the 5152s. Those would be some good 2 blades. Azure Power makes some really nice 2-blade ones as well. But okay, so this is running 4.1.1, and I think that's about it. I'm trying to think of any questions that people are going to ask me, and I can answer them before they ask them. The battery you're probably going to want to use is a 850 3S or 4S. I think 3S is still going to have decent power on this since it is 2800 kV, but 4S is going to scream. I think like a 50-40 would probably be good with 3S, or you know, a 2-blade with 4S, or maybe I think these props will probably be pretty good on 4S too. But I just hovered it in the room here, and it just is flying so smooth and is had some really nice punch. So I don't know, I'm not gonna be able to fly it because I'm sick and it's just shitty weather outside, cold, freezing ass cold, and rain. So I think I've gone oh, I'm guaranteed somebody's gonna ask about the quad in the background here. This is another et5 that I'm working on, and you're probably gonna ask what the motors are. Those are Airblade Superman motors or whatever, and I did paint them white. Yes, the top is usually red. I painted it white. Okay, so let's turn this on. Oh, I forgot one last thing. Crossfire Nano. That's the last thing that's on here that I didn't mention yet, and it is right here. Very easy to access. I wanted it away from the VTX as far as possible, so I put it on the side right here. It's got the double 30-pound Gorilla foam tape on here, so it's not going to come off. I cut a little piece out for the button. I didn't even need to push the bind button. You never need to push the bind button usually with these. It did want me to update because my module is on like 4.22 or something like that. I don't know what it is. It's 4 something. I'm pretty sure it's 4.2 something, 4.23 maybe. I don't know. You might need to update or downgrade, whatever, depending on whatever your module's on. So it's already bound up to my radio. Let's do a little hover. Actually, we'll show the video first. I did have to go in the settings. For anybody that's having problems lately, for some reason, all these new cameras that are coming out, China is making them come in PAL format. Every single one that I've seen so far has been in PAL. I've had to go into the settings to change it to NTSC. So if you build a new quad with some new camera recently and you don't get no OSD at all, and you're like, what the hell's going on? It's because your camera settings are set to PAL. So you need to plug in the little controller thing to your camera and go in the settings and change it to NTSC. And then all of a sudden, like magic, your OSD will show up. Alright. I did do props out on this one as well. There's your video. See, look how good that camera looks. It looks just awesome. The colors just look so good. I like it. So your LQ is working. You got your battery voltage and timer. And the radio is on, and there is slight lines in it from the Crossfire, but not bad at all, seriously. like definitely flyable. So, all right. Here we go. See, it's just flying very smooth. It's just sitting there. Look at that.
Dad!
Sorry, get back, get back. Alright.
Guys, he just knocked something over by my dream house.
Sorry about that. Alright, so as you can see, it is just flying beautiful. It's ready to go. The throttle is just so smooth and perfect with these motors, man. Oh, motors aren't even warm.
And flying donkey!
This thing's gonna be awesome. For real. I seen so many people, like, as soon as they saw the motors, they're like, are those gonna run a 5-inch prop? Yes, these will definitely run a 5-inch prop. Like I was saying before, a few years back, people were running like 1407s. And they might have had problems back then or whatever, you know, but that wasn't, I mean, you know, they just weren't ready for it. But now's the time for the ultralight 5-inch, for sure. Alright, I can't talk anymore. I'm just gonna lose my voice even more, so. I'm gonna get this boxed up and shipped out, and I'll send you over tracking when I have it. Alright, thank you.